Folks, buckle up because things are about to get bumpy. We're talking about the economy, and spoiler alert, it's not pretty. Remember those carefree days of a booming stock market? Yeah, those are gone. Vanished faster than a politician's promise during an election year. Instead, we're staring down the barrel of a stock market crash. The Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, they're all plummeting faster than a skydiver with a faulty parachute. And it's not just numbers on a screen, folks. These drops represent real losses for real people, wiping away savings and retirement funds with every terrifying tick downward. But hey, at least we have each other, right? Well, about that, companies are reacting to the economic turmoil with the sensitivity of a honey badger in a beehive. Layoffs are surging, leaving countless people jobless and scrambling. This isn't just some abstract economic theory, it's people's lives being turned upside down. Let's talk numbers, shall we? Layoffs have skyrocketed by a jaw-dropping 200% in recent months. That's right, 200%. It's like every company decided to play a game of corporate Russian roulette, and guess who's holding the loaded gun? That's right, it's the American worker. But wait, there's more. Remember how we mentioned consumer spending? Turns out, when people are worried about losing their jobs and paying their bills, they tend to spend less. Who would have thought? This drop in spending creates a domino effect, hitting businesses large and small. Remember that trendy coffee shop you loved? The one with the $12 lattes and avocado toast? Yeah, they might not be around much longer. And as for the housing market, forget about it. With mortgage rates soaring higher than a SpaceX rocket, owning a home is quickly becoming a distant dream for many. Now, some folks might say, but John, the stock market goes up and down all the time. It's a natural cycle. And to those people I say, bless your heart, you sweet summer child. Yes, the market fluctuates, but what we're seeing now is different. It's like comparing a gentle rain shower to a Category 5 hurricane. The warning signs have been flashing red for months. Remember those inverted yield curves everyone was talking about? Yeah, turns out those are about as reassuring as a dentist saying, this won't hurt a bit. And let's not forget the financial experts, those brave souls who try to make sense of this economic madness. They've been sounding the alarm bells, but it seems like nobody was listening. Maybe they were too busy watching cat videos on the internet. I'm not judging. So how did we get here? How did we end up teetering on the edge of economic oblivion? Well, folks, it's complicated. It's like a recipe for disaster. But instead of flour and sugar, we're using things like interest rate hikes and corporate debt bubbles. First, let's talk about the Federal Reserve. That mysterious entity that controls the flow of money like some kind of economic deity. They've been raising interest rates faster than a teenager at a buffet line. And while that might sound like a good thing, it actually makes it more expensive for businesses to borrow money, which can stifle growth and lead to, you guessed it, layoffs. Then there's the issue of corporate debt. Companies have been borrowing money like it's going out of style, racking up trillions of dollars in debt. It's like a giant game of Jenga, and we're just one misplaced block away from the whole thing collapsing. And let's not forget about the real estate market, which is looking shakier than a Jenga tower after a few cocktails. Section 5, Echoes of 2008. A familiar nightmare. Remember the 2008 financial crisis? Of course you do. It was the year the housing bubble burst, banks went belly up, and the world nearly plunged into another Great Depression. Well, folks, this current economic downturn is giving some serious 2008 vibes. Some experts even argue that this time around could be worse. Why? Because the underlying problems that caused the 2008 crisis, excessive debt, a housing bubble, and a lack of financial regulation, haven't been fully addressed. It's like putting a band-aid on a gaping wound and hoping for the best. The parallels are eerie, and they're a stark reminder that we didn't learn our lesson the first time around. Section 6, From Wall Street to Main Street, Feeling the Pinch. Look, I get it. Talking about the economy can be about as exciting as watching paint dry. But here's the thing, this isn't just some abstract concept that affects Wall Street fat cats. This is real life, and it's happening to real people. When the economy tanks, everyone feels the pinch. Job losses lead to mortgage defaults and evictions. People are struggling to put food on the table and gas in their cars. And with inflation soaring higher than a pigeon trying to escape a hungry cat, even basic necessities are becoming unaffordable. We're talking about families forced to make impossible choices between paying rent and buying groceries. We're talking about seniors who have to choose between their medication and heating their homes. This is the human cost of economic turmoil, and it's heartbreaking. Section 7, batten down the hatches, time to prepare. So what can we do? Is there any hope, or are we all doomed to economic oblivion? Well folks, I'm not here to sugarcoat things. This is serious and we need to be prepared. But that doesn't mean we should all curl up in a ball and wait for the apocalypse. There are things you can do right now to protect yourself and your loved ones. First and foremost, start cutting back on unnecessary expenses. That daily latte habit? Gone. Those monthly subscription boxes you never use? History. Next, build an emergency fund. I'm talking about 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses stashed away in a safe and accessible place. Think of it as your economic safety net, there to catch you if or when things go south. Section 8. The time for complacency is over. We're living in uncertain times, folks. The economy is teetering on the brink, and the future is about as clear as a mud puddle. But here's the good news. We're not powerless. We can't control the stock market, but we can control how we react to it. This is a wake-up call, a stark reminder that the time for complacency is over. We need to be informed, we need to be prepared, and most importantly, we need to look out for one another. This isn't about left versus right or rich versus poor. This is about all of us, and we're all in this together. So stay informed, stay vigilant, and for crying out loud, stop buying avocado toast.